Hey everyone, welcome back to JaRDev. Today I've got a little bit of a different video here. This is me playing Demon's Souls, the PS3 game from like 7-8 years ago, something like that. Playing it on PC, on the RPCS3 PS3 Emulator, whatever it is. It's pretty decent. I played the tutorial on this emulator. It does 30 FPS pretty decently, but as soon as I got to the first level, it was down to like 15 FPS, just couldn't do it. So I've actually moved my PS3 into my room, I've plugged it into my second monitor, and I've actually been playing Demon's Souls, and it's really fun. So this, like you can see, it's running pretty smoothly. This is on PC. I started off as a Royal Knight or something on here, just because it sounded kind of cool. I never really used this weapon. I wanted to try it out. He's got miracles, which is kind of nice. And then on actual PS3, I'm playing a magician right now, which is really fun. You can see in the top left, there's actually a magic bar, just like in Dark Souls 3. And there's items, there's no Estus flasks in Demon's Souls, you've just got consumables, like Crescent Moongrass will heal your HP. There you go, you can see it start to lag. It's just it compiling the shaders in the bottom. So like when you go to a new area, it lags a fair bit. But once you've kind of loaded all the textures and shaders, it does pretty well. So the thing with like PS3 emulation is that it is completely CPU dependent, like almost entirely, and my CPU is probably the weakest part about my computer, so I just can't emulate PS3 games very well. But I do have a PS3. I had Demon's Souls already. I got it for 10 bucks, like probably about a year ago. Fun fact, Robby and I did actually record a video on the PS3 of Demon's Souls, and then the footage corrupted like instantly, couldn't use any of it. It was a really good video, it's all gone. So this sort of makes up for it, I guess. This is exactly what I did with Robby, probably a little bit faster, probably a little bit better, because I'm better at Souls games now. This little tutorial is totally skippable. As soon as you've done it once, if you make a new character, it'll say, do you want to just go right to the Nexus, which is like the Firelink Shrine area, and you're like, yeah, I do. But like, for the game that came out before Dark Souls, it's pretty decent, isn't it? Honestly, the rolling's very smooth. Movement actually still feels smoother than Dark Souls 2, which was just a mess of a game in hindsight. Yeah, Demon's Souls it's really fun actually. I'm having a total blast playing it. Really hard. There's no bonfires. There's these archstones, which you get at the beginning of a level and after a boss. So basically you do have to run all the way through a level right to the boss. And if you die at the boss, you're at the start of the level. But there's cool things like shortcuts. So it's very similar to Dark Souls 1 with the emphasis on shortcuts. Playing very, very carefully here. I've got this big like polearm thing that does a shitload of damage. Definitely not my usual playstyle. I usually use like a long sword or a great sword or magic. I've used a lot of magic. But I thought, sure, we'll try this, see what it's like. But I definitely prefer magic, especially for co-op. But my little sorcery playthrough on the actual PS3, it's going very well. Okay, now we can tell this guy's pretty tough, right? He's got blue eyes, he's got big armor, and he's dead. I did actually start off with like full armor, and I had to take it all off because I was rolling really slowly, so I think I'm just wearing the pants and gloves. Just because I wanted to be able to fast roll, and my weapon was really heavy. I started with a shield as well, I got rid of that. I wanted to two-hand. Didn't need a shield. I play these games very differently from the first time I ever played Dark Souls. which was very defensive, a shield up like all the time. Now I do not use shields at all. I think that's partially from playing a bunch of co-op, and also partially from watching so many speedruns. Basically, as soon as, like, if I die in an area, and I just need to get somewhere, I'll just run past every enemy. First time I play through it, I'll kill everything, I'll explore a lot. Then if I die, I just run past everything. It's a good way to play the game, I think. Half moon grass. So crescent moon grass just heals like a tiny bit. Half moon heals more. There's like full moon grass, there's some other moon grass. You've got souls. Man, this ran like perfectly in the tutorial. I didn't record any of the lag in the Boletarian Palace, which is the first real level, because it was just unplayable. It was horrible. I tried running through it on PC, and I couldn't fight any enemies. I just had to run past everything and just try and roll a bunch. Which I did. I almost made it to the boss, but I died like just before it. So I gave up and moved the old PS3 in. It does suck that like Demon Souls is only available at 720p resolution and 30 FPS. There's no 60 FPS, there's no 1080p, so it does look kind of gross. Like the textures aren't bad, but like you can see all like the pixels around the outline of everything. Like this will probably be even more pixely on YouTube. But, like even just looking at the footage, I can see like the pixels along like his trousers and stuff like that. Okay, we're gonna come to a boss soon. There's a little boss at the end of the tutorial. He's here. And Dark Souls fans will probably recognize what he eventually turns into, this Vanguard. It's one of his moves. It's this move here. He's basically the Asylum Demon and Stray Demon and Fire Sage Demon from Dark Souls. He's got a really weird, like, I don't know, I want to say hitbox, but like, not where I hit him, like how he hits. I don't take a single hit in this fight. Mostly because by the end I was realizing, hang on, his axe just kind of goes over me. I don't even have to use iframes to avoid him. See, like that one just didn't even step. That one didn't even have step. Yeah, my polearm does some pretty decent damage. Never use my miracle. Never really need to. I was just trying to get behind him again now. Oh, he's up. One thing to say about Demon Souls is the soundtrack is pretty shit. Like they've got just like these really like, I don't know, like cheap trumpet sounds. It's not too noticeable in this boss soundtrack, but I think the Phalanx, which is like the first real boss, and the whatever the next one is, the Flame Wanker or whatever he is, they just have very bad. Yeah, the soundtrack's just not very good for Demon Souls. And Vanguard dead. Hell yeah. So I think that's the tutorial basically done. Yay! Pew! And this is the Archstone. We got his soul, and that can warp us to the Nexus. It might give us a cutscene coming to the Nexus. Oh, we're not in the Nexus yet, sorry, my bad. We've got a tiny little bit of the tutorial left. You can hear that crackling. That's just from, I guess, it not running quite at 30 FPS, so it gets a little bit laggy as it's trying to do the sounds. So it really was for the best that I played it on PS3, just to get the full experience. So I think that's the Dragon God out there, which is like one of the main bosses. Although I think you do kill him like third or fourth boss into the run, so Maybe not. He's big though. Tutorial gives you a lot of nice items, which is very good. Shard of Hearthstone. I think that's like Titanite or something. Sharpstone. For me, it is worth doing this tutorial. I don't think I got any of these when I just skipped it. Yeah, you get loads of cool starting items. Ah, there's the cutscene. The cutscenes are very like... Oh, I'm dead. That's it, you are forced to die. And then my camera was just spinning around, freaking out horribly. Whee! That's the loading screens. It just shows a character instead of like tooltips, item descriptions and stuff. Oh god, you can see the cutscenes are very like skippy, very jumpy. Oh god. Yeah, this is the Nexus, which is just the central hub.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
That's the Maiden in the Black who levels you. I think she's just rising me or something. There I am. You can see some of the sound effects are the same. Hey, I'm back. Blech.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect them to another.
And that's how you get around to the levels. You just go up to the archstones and go like, warp here, please. Okay, and I think the rest of the footage is just me walking around talking to the NPCs, which you don't need to see. So that was a look at Demon's Souls on PC, on the RPCS3 Emulator, whatever it was called. Just thought it'd be kind of interesting to show you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!